wanted to sort of, give a couple opinions. I find that the news is devastatingly one-sided in most issues, that they don't wish to discuss the facts. When public figures come up, they never get the correct amount of scrutiny. Like, I don't like a lot of people in Canadian politics. I don't like John Chrétien. To me, he's from an era before the internet, practically, where there was no independent media in my mind. And people got away with everything. If you look at what John Chrétien actually did in the Kosovo War, the bombings that a lot of civilians got maimed in because they didn't want to put troops on the ground because it wasn't politically popular. If you look at how he totally avoided the Rwandan genocide and didn't really engage the international community enough to help with that. But he'll pop up on the news from time to time, and hey, it's John Chrétien, great guy, here to tell us how great the Liberals are. But no, I don't like the man. I don't like Harper. He doesn't answer questions of reporters. Gosh, it doesn't even allow them to ask anymore. In press galleries you get invited to if you stick to the script. Now, what kind of journalism is that, really? Stick to the script. Only ask the questions that we'll let you ask, that we've given you, pretty much. The Senate, what a joke. Hundreds of years. No wonder Canada, I'm not very proud to be here sometimes. Because an appointed Senate, it's not accountable. It's appointed from the people who made it to the top of the food chain. The top of the food chain in a corrupt system. For hundreds of years, it's just been more of the same. And finally, when someone decent could get it, and they couldn't do anything because the Senate was so full of people who weren't willing to work with anyone. There's a website I found about all the bills the Senate's blocked over the years that could have helped the underclass. It's another thing. They talk about the middle class. The middle class. I'm not in the middle class right now. I feel pretty smart, but I'm not in the middle class financially. A lot of people aren't. A lot of people want to hear about poverty rates, what the government's going to do about that. But instead, you have Justin Trudeau coming to us telling us how the middle class is his main concern right now. And they do pay most of the taxes, given that the rich don't pay enough taxes, because taxes should really be proportionate to how much you spend just on your day-to-day living expenses, and how much you have left over from that should be taxed. But it's not working out that way. I've been campaigning NDP a lot, but I'd rather be a Green Party person. But votes aren't proportional in seats; they're geographical. They're geographical, I mean, regional. Has its pros and cons, of course. Excuse me. Yeah, so, basically it's down to the bare bones of this. The media is completely and utterly controlled by just a couple corporations. No one's willing to do anything to change it. Journalists have no journalistic integrity. I find that deeply, deeply disturbing. They should go to their boss and say, I'm a journalist, that's what I do. That's what my education supposedly was. That's what I'm here to do. And I take my job seriously, even if you don't. And I'm going to say what I need to say to get the story to you. But it's the opposite. Even with, I'd say any news station you get on TV, pretty much. I hate CTV. I don't like CBC. And, on, I think change is a-coming, but it's not coming fast enough. Because people have to get off their arse and do something. I made a zine about police brutality, and I find it shocking how someone can be brutally beaten by a police officer during a protest rally when they're peacefully protesting in many cases, and nothing will happen. In G20 I drew a bunch of photographs and I put in my zine. I handed it out to people with a bunch of poems, and that's a little bit I did to increase awareness. I find it shocking the imbalances in our society, where those with power are never questioned or questionable by those who are the powerless, namely us. Well, that's all for now.